is not a drill, this is not a drill. All warriors mount up. Proceed to nav point Gamma. Rendezvous with Mobile HQ for tactical and situational analysis. Welcome to the MHQ Podcast.
Hey everybody, this is Jose. I have Bradley with me today. We might have Ronald joining us a little later, but today we're interviewing one of our regulars here in Tampa, Stephen Deck, about his 5th place showing at a 350 tournament in Ocala. Take it away, Bradley.
Hey everybody, yes, as you may know, Steven is one good player, and I've really seen him grow into playing tactics pretty strong. You know, he's had one of the best teachers teaching the basics of tactics in games that I played against him. He takes and picks it up pretty quick. He's starting to see the lethality of a force is coming down onto him, and I think, honestly, Steven, that's really helped you in your games that you play now, right, sir?
Oh, very much so. What you've taught me, I've applied as much as I can, and it's worked very well for me.
I remember that day that you and him were set up at critical hits using the 2 long tables, and that massive forces you were both using while I was taking on Connor on the other side, and oh my God, I was impressed. And that's pretty much what hooked me on Alpha Strike, was the size of that force that you both were using. So that's my little contribution for now, guys. I'll butt in when I think there's a question needs to be asked.
Oh man, that was like my second game, and we were at like 1,000 points. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, but you learned a lot from that game.
I certainly did.
Especially when you try to flank with the 2 mech lances, and I just tore into the flanks with you with my infantry, and you were like, "Oh snap!"
What I really remember was the smoke rounds just absolutely shutting me down.
Oh, that's where, when you're playing games and you try to teach new players about using alternate ammo, it's always best to do it like that, mm-hmm. and it's a lasting impression on you, and it gives you an idea for tactics and strategy.
Absolutely.
But what we're going to go ahead and cover is you went to play at the, what was the name of the event that you went to go play in again up in Orlando?
It was at Bearded Browncoat. I believe they called it the Ocala Garrison Tournament. One of the 2.
Mm-hmm. When was that?
Looks like
Welcome
it was
aboard, Ronald.
Thanks, guys.
Probably in early February. I looked at my email list, and I verified it on the 26th of January, so somewhere in there.
Now, what era were you playing?
This one was wide open, so you could have any era you like.
Ooh, so here's this. You're looking at a game, and you're playing a WolfNet 350 format style game. How do you pick? First of all, what did you take as your timeline?
Well, my timeline was an easy choice because I wanted to play the Aliana Mercantile League. Those only exist in Ilclan, so that was my era.
Now that you picked that era, did you see other players playing with Ilclan more, or was there a diversity of different timelines?
Because of how the mechs go across timelines, I was not privy to exactly what era people were playing. I will say that I saw a lot of Ilclan designs in some of the higher place ones, because I had the pleasure of playing against the guys who scored first, second, and third.
Yeah,
so
you you were able to get a rub the elbows with some good local players, Dan.
Oh yeah, I saw some great guys. One guy had an improved jump jet gargoyle, which was fantastic.
Hey, and now you see in a unit and you're like, ooh, I need to use that.
Mm-hmm. But that's the sort of thing you don't see in any era but Ilclan. So that mobility was really shocking.
So now that you've got your timeline, what mechs did you take as your 350 army?
That's the other interesting thing. I was way undergunned. For this tournament, they had opened it up to the 250 point on the table. So you brought 350, you fielded 250. And that led to a lot of people wielding some really heavy mechs. I did not. I had an Oscout, the 12R variant with the stealth, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful objective driver.
Mm-hmm.
An Ion Sparrow BU variant, a Pouncer X, Summoner HH, Hierofalcon B, Shamash reconnaissance vehicle, 2 Elemental 3 battle armors with AP Goss. That stealth elemental is just fantastic. A Hetzer wheeled assault gun C, it's of Clan Hetzer, a Hammerhead, and a Nightgyre, which was
You got
my
a little bit
heavy
of
mech.
you got a little bit of mix of everything. I mean, the Hammerhands is a pretty good mech.
Hammerhead's tough as nails, especially for the
I
blades.
mean, Hammerhead. Excuse me. Yeah, that's a mech that I'm trying to get my idea of acquiring a few of those for my own collection. The design of it, I like Hammerheads anyways, in natural in the real world. You know, they're one of the best sharks that can turn on a dime. You know, and this thing, it almost sounds like it can do the similar thing with its incredible speed and immense of defensive capability. It's a great mech. How did that mech unit play for you in the tournament?
It was actually one of the funniest because this tournament had an extra rule, which I ended up winning. Who could get the most headshots? The prize for that was like several hours old sandwich from Wawa, but still tasty. And the Hammerhead, one of its special rules is CR, so critical protection, and it actually unheadshot one that got on it.
Oh, wow.
So the guy shot it, got the headshot, it should have killed it, but the CR saved it.
That CR is those new equipment, man. And it's like, ooh, it denies your glory.
Drops the severity of crits by 2. Sometimes it backfires, but a lot of the time it can save you from an instant death.
So now that you got your army picked out and you're there at the table, how many players?
I believe that there were about 30 or so. It was a very large event.
So you had at least 5 matches.
Yes.
And how did you place?
I ended up coming in 5th overall, which I was extremely happy with.
Out of 30, bro? That's phenomenal. And for
And
one
I
of
was
us,
rusty as could be.
phenomenal. Both you and Jonathan have done very well in tournaments. You know, he went to Vegas and he did what got in his place, and you're right up there. I mean, I love seeing us, and most of us have all been in a tournament and been in a top, except for me when I went to Vegas and my dice just said, not today.
I hated you in Vegas.
Although you
He
did
damn
take
sure
second at our
did.
critical hit one, right?
Oh my God. I would need to roll a freaking 6, and I would roll 3. I was like,
That was Vegas, yeah, for you, yeah. I think my best showing in a 350 tournament for myself was at the store that closed down in South St. Petersburg, Warforge. Yeah, they only had 20 players, and I came in 7th, which is in the top 50%. And then, but I had fun. It was Clan era, and I had a blast with the force that I took there. But that's a story for another day.
There were a lot of familiar faces from that store there too.
Cool.
Cornelius and unfortunately the names escape me, but we had at least 3 or 4 people from there.
oh, excellent. So when the local scenes probably showed up too, that's good. You know, I like it when us as a game store crew can go to events and be a force of reckoning. You know, I mean, definitely, I brought my reputation down to the guys down in Fort Myers at Cool Game Comics, just down there. They're pretty good. Matthew is one of the few guys I met down that way, and his group of guys, they're great. I mean, I am pretty soon at the point where I'm going to want to start roaming around to other game stores in other cities and just be like, seeing who's the best of the best and calling them out and seeing what to be and represent, you know, and our store should be the same way.
Yeah, seriously. You know, it's one of the questions I wanted to ask you. Did they have enough room for all those people at that store?
They did. This
They
store
did?
was enormous.
Okay,
there was
good.
one central shopping area which was tremendous. The store itself was worth a visit, I think. But then
Okay,
they had
good enough.
2 back rooms that both were booked up for us, and there were just tables, there was tons of supplies. They were all set up ahead of time for us. Rufus did an amazing job running this event.
Rufus
Okay.
did it, huh? Excellent.
It was all set up. It was all ready to go.
Sounds like, guys, we need to make a road trip one of these days up there for next time we have a 350 tournament.
I've already made a notion about doing something like that for down and going south.
And this was their second annual one. They had one last year as well. I missed the first one, but this one I was able to go to, and it was a lot of fun.
Alrighty, so now we're back to you going through the 350. What was your first match that you came up on?
First up, I believe I was up against someone using Grey Death, because there were a lot of Grey Death players there for some reason.
And
And
I'm talking about and the mission.
oh, the mission. Unfortunately, I don't have that in front of me, but
Oops.
I believe it was. It wasn't a straight up fight, but it wasn't assassination either.
Headhunter?
I can't pull that up for you.
Would have been
Hold the
100.
line.
Hold the line, probably. But so you're playing against a Great Death Legion player. What did they bring? Do you remember any of the fields? What players brought?
Vaguely. This was the guy who had I believe he took second overall in the tournament. No, I'm sorry. This was first place player, actually. So I led off against the guy who ended up placing first. Oh, it was a good match. A lot of fun. We were mirroring each other, bouncing all over the board. And it was straight up just attempting to get each other dead, I think.
And did you win that match?
I did not.
Ooh. You think it was
close.
probably... Was it based on your units that you picked? Because you came back unprepared at the 200 instead of the 250 range?
No, I don't think so. I had prepared for the 250. I had my list all set up for that. It was all balanced for it. I brought a little less weight of metal, but the next I did bring were able to move very, very well. That worked quite well for me. I ended up circling the flank, trying to maneuver around it, but I underestimated the maneuverability of his gargoyle. So that thing got over the terrain, it got right in my face, and everything that I was doing to the left side of the board, he was doing to the right side of the board. So my units just went down a little bit faster than his did, and I think we ended it with a margin of something like 10 points.
It was a knife fight.
Oh, it was incredibly close. I was very, very happy with it.
I always prefer games to be that way. I much rather instead of just clobbering the opponent, I really like to have it to be a knife fight where one wrong tactical move or one roll of dice to be the reason why you win or lose a match. I mean, these knife fight games are really great for teaching you to sharpen your tactical skills.
They are so much fun.
All right, and your second player, do you remember the mission for that one?
I believe the second one was a bunker match.
Ooh, that's a good one.
It is.
So,
it was not one that I was too well set up for.
Oh, so I was about to say, did you feel like your army was set up for that type of mission? I mean, you had some infantry, right?
I had 2 stands of elemental 3s, so I have some. And I had some units that could really deliver them well. Both the Butcherbird and the Hierofalcon can both jump 18 inches or so and drop them off, which should have worked really well.
You turned them in your backyard.
Yep. The guy I was playing with knew that, though. So what he did was he parked his units on his bunkers. And then he had a very interesting strategy. He had a Kraken of some sort and another really long-range assault mech. And all he did was deployed them on the far corner of the field, then walked them forward until they could see my bunker, and just proceeded to bombard it.
Yeah, because you only got to do 20 points of damage.
Over here. Right. He wasn't able to get any infantry over here, but my infantry wasn't able to destroy his guardians and get to it.
That's a tough nut to crack right there.
Now, this was a match where my artillery strike came into play, because he was trying to advance with some infantry, but he deployed it in the hopes of jumping over to the middle bunker, and I dropped an artillery strike right on him and put a couple of damage on there. We were playing with the new rules where you couldn't field any Arrow 4 or artillery units, but you were able to buy the support card.
I remember.
And that worked out quite well for me. I definitely felt like it was worth the 9 points.
Oh, that's another thing too. Is, when you're building your army, and if you're able to use these BattleTech support deck cards, I think they can really give you a good advantage to your army. And you did a perfect example of trying to utilize those cards to help you swing the initiative back in your favor.
And it's much easier to use that in a 250 level. Because you can find 9 points in 250 very easily. 200, it's much tighter.
Yeah, it's like, oh man, I don't need the fat trimmed off that much.
Mm-hmm.
So you didn't win that one?
I did not, though it was relatively close. At the end, I was actually trying to hop over the middle bunker of his and shoot at it. But no, I don't believe I won.
You couldn't do more. You couldn't do more damage than him.
Nah.
See, ooh. You gotta, if you're gonna want to play a game where you want to bombard somebody's bunker, you need a big ass brick thrower, and you didn't take one, an assault mech that does at least 5 or 6 points of damage at long range. Get it? You're gonna be like a little chisel hammer over there, just chink, 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 chink. You know.
And I think he had one of your favorite units, the Kraken or Bane that can shoot like 7 or 8 or 9.
Oh yeah, the Kraken 3.
Oh yeah. Well, he had that sucker.
Oh yeah, Ron. Thank you, sir. I've started the work progress on my launchers. Thank you, sir.
Say what now?
For my launchers that you gave me as a 3D printer. I started working on those. Oh yes. Awesome. Love that mech. So you lost that one, and now you're into so it'll be your third match now.
Mm-hmm.
And do you remember that mission?
Oh yes. This one was a capture the flag. And it was a really interesting one because the other guy brought enormously heavy mechs. I don't think he had a single one that was under a heavy. Just a mass of heavy machinery on the other side of the field and 1 or 2 light vehicles to grab the flags. I, on the other hand, had this swarm of very quick light mechs. And this is one where I really played the mission.
See, your force was designed pretty well for that one, then, you feel.
It was, and I managed to get a solid victory in that one. I believe I had 4 objective points in that.
That's using your army to the max for the mission that you're able to utilize. Good job, sir.
Thank you. The way I did it was I had decided that I was going to, especially since he had so few fast movers, I was going to prioritize destroying his fast movers rather than grabbing the tokens turn 1, which the Butcher Bird is very much able to do. 20-inch jump will take you right on there.
How much damage? You said you took the B variant, right?
Right. Now the B variant of the Hyro Falcon can do 5 damage at medium, and it has 2 overheat. So when it decides to shoot, it can lay down a tremendous amount of damage. And the Pouncer X is not far behind it. You got to get to short range for that one, but with 16-inch move, it's not that difficult. And then it was doing 4 damage at short.
Your fourth fight, what was that match?
The fourth one was really interesting because that was the first one where I really felt like I was fighting a player who was from an earlier era. He didn't have any fancy materials. He was Intersphere. I think his most advanced mech was a Warhammer 2C.
Ooh.
But he had like bulldogs. He had all sorts of old tech sitting around there. And he was playing, we were playing Headhunters. He was using the strategy of one of his leaders was an extremely fast skimmer of some sort. I want to say it's a Bannermaster.
Okay.
So, just keep it hidden, bounce it from one side of the board to another so you can't get at it.
Okay.
And it was working fairly well. He also, however, had a Dasher, which had a tremendous amount of luck. So that thing popped behind me and blew up one of my guys while the rest of my force tried to get it and failed. The Hyro Falcon and the Butcher Bird were off hunting the other Headhunter. I could not bring him down. I was playing really well, though, because I know we both were sitting there, and I was like, he was just laughing and like, I don't have a good decision here. I'm like, I don't either. And he actually gave me a back shot to one of the big assault mechs because he was like, this is the best choice, but I hate doing it. And we both had a lot of moments in there, which is when you know you're playing a really good game. I think the unit that got the most use out of there was an area of forest towards the center of the board, and I managed to get both of my elemental 3s in it. So stealth armor in a forest with 2 at medium is really hard to dislodge. And from there, they just started harassing anything that came near them. It's not fast, but it does create some attrition and eventually wears down units that should be focusing on much higher priority targets.
Nice. So that was your 4th fight. At that point, where were you in the standings?
I do not recall the standings as they were going through it, unfortunately.
Okay.
I should have done this interview earlier.
Well, we tried. We did try.
Yeah,
but
we
it's
did.
Okay. So let's talk about your 5th game.
Yeah.
Because let's see, you've lost 2. You've won 2 so far, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe I ended up winning 3, and I lost to. I lost 2. So that would be about right.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about your 5th game.
5th game was a tremendous amount of fun. So this one was. What's the one with the 5 objectives? 2 on my side, 2 on the opponent's side, and 1 in the middle?
The flags? Captain's flag?
It's not
Domination.
flag.
Domination. Okay.
This was domination. So it was very much about how you could apply the pressure and move forward. My opponent was using a clan list of some sort, but I don't recall a whole lot about it. I do remember that I was really able to get the most out of the Hierofalcon here. It was flanking a lot of people, getting back shots, and what I ended up doing was just put my cones of fire on the center part, waited for him to come up onto it, blasted everything in the center, then more stuff came out, I blasted it again, and once most of his forces were depleted, then I sent my fast movers over to capture one of his objectives. The other one had an Atlas on it, so I was like, all right, 4 is good for me. I'm not getting into there. He did tremendous damage to my summoner, but there was an area that I was able to hide behind and use it to sort of deny him the area of my leftmost rear objective, while also keeping it from finally going down. So that one was a bloodbath. But I did a really good job of denying him shots and getting my shots on the center.
So let me ask you a question. What did you feel like everyone at that store had a good time that day?
It certainly sounded like it. Everyone was cutting up. Everyone was laughing. It seemed like I didn't see anyone going away mad.
Good. Yeah, because I saw some of the other names that did show up for that tournament, and I did see people from Warforged there, and Emilio and a few others.
Yes, Emilio. That was the name that escaped me. Yep.
Did you play Emilio?
I did not.
Okay. Because I've been trying to get him to play 350 for a while, so I'm surprised he played. The other ones from Warforged, those 2 ran the tournament that I played at Warforged.
Yep.
It's a really shame that store closed. That was a good, fun place.
It is, and that came up at the tournament. Everyone was very disappointed to hear about it closing.
Yeah. So, Ron, you got any questions for our man Steven here?
No, I think Bradley and you covered it pretty well from the start and stuff like that. So
yeah,
I joined in late.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping. I am hoping that next time they have one of these overall tournaments, you remind us, Steven, so we can all head on over there. I think Ronald just dropped off as well. So it's the 2 of us to finish it off. Yeah, and I'm glad that you did so well in that tournament. And we'll see what happens in the future. Because I definitely I'm very interested of going there. I was talking to Bradley early about all these individuals that invite us to go to their stores at all these locations, and when I shoot back, why don't you come join us at our store? They throw at us, well, not very flattering words about how far it is to come when we have to drive quite a way to get to their store, but they want us to come there. So that's why I'm very much, if you guys are willing to go to Bearded, whatever the name of that store is, Bearded Browncoat or something like that, I'm willing to go as well, and so is Bradley. So we're going to see if we get some synergy going between the two stores, between Critical Hits and them. And maybe even I can get some people from Armada to head up over there as well.
This was definitely a big gathering of Central Florida groups, so I think that would be an excellent idea for us.
Yeah. Did you see people from Orlando there besides Rufus?
Yeah, there were a couple of them up there from the Collective, I believe, was the main one.
Okay.
5 people.
Okay.
They've got a pretty good network over there as well, I've heard, though I've not been there myself.
Oh, the Collective over there in Orlando? Yeah. My only
from them every couple months.
Yeah, I do. I really, I wouldn't mind going there, but I want a hotel to stay in because I do remember what the Disney traffic's like coming home when everybody leaves the parks, and it's like, oh no, I don't need that.
Mm-hmm.
But one of these days we'll hit there. One of these days we'll hit them.
I will say that my takeaway from the tournament was that I felt underweight. I should have brought at least 1 assault, probably 2 for the headhunter mission, because heavies just do not cut it when there's 250 points gunning for you.
You got a point there. Got a point. Yeah, I was surprised that when you listed your list that you had a couple of heavies, but mostly there were mediums and lights.
Yep.
And I was thinking to myself, you had speed down, but when it comes to I think, Ron, there's 3 of them that are basically you need your assaults in out of the 8.
Stand-up fight, possibly. King of the Hill, if you want to have meat in the field. Headhunter, possibly, but I've seen people do some shenanigans with mediums and lights, just running them around with their one commander.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hold the line, you might want to have it. And what's the other one? Breakthrough?
Yeah.
Breakthrough you can probably do. It depends on breakthrough, depends on what you do, how fast you can catch your little coins and stuff like that. But
yeah. I'm just thinking about what I would have done there. Because last time I played Ill Clan, it was 200 points. And
the 250 shaking things up, I've heard quite a bit.
Yeah.
Very much so.
I haven't played the 250. I'm actually doing that in Gen Con this year, playing the 250 for the first time.
Yeah.
But
well, looks like it's going to be fun this year.
Yeah.
I'm planning on being at Gen Con too.
Oh, nice.
Hopefully my 4th Wolf Guards will be there too.
I will have them done. I promise, dude. Life's been not fun, so
yeah. No, it's okay, Ron. Like I said,
I've been, like I said, every time I get to paint and stuff like that, I've got my anxiety and depressions kick in, and I just got to get over it. And that's why I haven't done any videos for Paint Bay either for a while.
That's okay. That's all right, man. Like I told you, take your time. You do a great job, and I really respect it. Matter of fact, I showed a picture of the guys I played last night in Armada games.
Yeah.
And they got to see the 5 mechs you did for me for that event.
Mm-hmm.
And they were in shock. First of all, when I told them they were the 4th Wolf Guards, Clan Wolf. Yeah, they were shocked. They went on camel specs, like I was telling Bradley earlier. They went on camel specs and they started looking. Oh shit, they do. And then they looked again and goes, what's this? And I look at it and go, oh, that Jade Falcon Green Wolf, Clan Wolf mech? I have no idea. Someone painted it.
Well, Gamma actually has that color, but in Ill Clan Era, they've strictly went to the Tiger Stripe.
Yeah, I just thought it was funny when he looked at that. He goes, oh, should this be with Jade Falcons? I go, dude, relax. Yeah. It's funny, though, because this guy painted a group of the Comstar level 2s.
Uh-huh.
They are some of the most gorgeous Comstar mechs I've ever seen. He got the white down and he hand painted all the little logos on it.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So they are gorgeous. They are absolutely gorgeous. He's now trying to learn how to base his mechs. And frankly, this is the funny part. These two guys, the guy I played with and the guy and his brother, they've only been playing BattleTech for 2 months. And they're all in.
That's good.
They are all in. I introduced them to Alpha Strike. They've been playing a lot of Classic. And it's a fun scene back at Armada when you got new people there playing again, guys. So anyway, let's go ahead and call this interview. Mm-hmm. Steven, thank you so much. Congratulations on your showing.
Yeah, man.
You're welcome.
Congratulations on your representing. Next time, take a Sagittarius and a Night Star. And two dashers.
It's going to be a Jade Phoenix. Phoenix.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I'm just saying.
He's a caca.
Caca.
But
yeah, I think it's funny because that's what I took, and I had two dashers. Well, I think one can go 30 and the other one can go 24.
That 31 just makes people's jaw drop.
Yeah, it scares the crap out of them too, because I think that one does 4 and it had overheat 2.
Yeah,
at short range. That's deadly from the back.
Mm-hmm.
Battle armor. Yeah.
Well, hardly any armor.
Well, I'm talking about battle armor. If you can get that, and now since battle armor can move after they transport.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, definitely. It's fun. But it's one of those things. I thought it was funny because when I used that force, I sprinted my 2 dashers all the way around to the other side, and the guy I was playing against going, "What? Yeah, the dashers. They can go that far? Yeah. Did you sprint? Nope. They get to fire." And he goes, "Shit." I go, "Yeah, because I'm in your rear arc."
Yeah.
It was fun. All right, guys. Thanks again, Steven. Thanks, Ron, for joining.
Yep. Sorry I was late, but I appreciate it.
Hey, take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
All right.